For most of us, career started by following a social norm or by pursuing the path that those who seemed successful appear to be following. And there's nothing wrong with that. It appeared to be the default chosen by either elders or by those who have marched before us. So we pursued the career path which appeared to be the most automatic default. But then there comes a time in life when you want to invest in something that truly matters, when you want to be really ambitious about your own fulfillment. And at this point of time, your career is no less important, but at the same time, you want to reorient and really you want to be governing the path of your career. But you still don't know what is the new direction that you want to take. The only thing that comes clearly to you is that I need to invest in what truly matters to me. And I'm not doing that. You sense that you have been following what has been the social norm. You sense that you have been doing whatever everyone considered automatically all right to do. And it appeared that like it is the safest thing to do. It keeps the livelihood going. It provides stability and resources to the family. But all this time it has brought great compromise to you. You know that you have foregone something that truly matters to you, something that you hold dear and valuable. You can't quite put a finger on it, but you have neglected your own fulfillment. So you want to invest in it. But what is this fulfillment about? When you begin to work on a conscious career, and this is the kind of career you develop consciously, the first thing that you begin to be aware about is that fulfillment is connected to your self-expression. It's about giving your heart voice. It's about following your own soul's direction. Instead of letting yourself be driven by the fearful mindset which is set in the context of scarcity or competition, that the opportunity is limited and you need to make it and show it and prove to something, and you have to gather a certain kind of reserve in resources so that you are safe and your family is all right and taken care of. But you now know that this old mindset, which is set in fear and scarcity, has to be replaced by some new paradigm. You don't quite know yet what is this new context, but you know that this one will not fulfill you. The new context of fulfillment invests in your self-expression. And giving voice to your heart, your soul, is connected to contribution. It's about what difference were you called to make? What difference were you born to make? What is that one song that you were born to sing in your life? What is that one book that you were born to write? What teaching were you here to spread? What is it that is your work in this world? You want to actually give direction to that at some point of time. And this is the time when you start exploring, where does my heart want my career to take? There is still fear, but this is the time to start exploring. It must start with raising your self-awareness. And you must find a new ground for self-confidence. That new ground for self-confidence has to come from deep awareness about your own strengths, about what am I good at? What are my natural gifts that those God-given talents and skills that I'm spontaneously better at than most others? That people say, how did you do that so easily? So it begins by raising your self-awareness about your strengths so that you are not anymore concentrating on overcoming your weaknesses, hiding them, making up for them. Instead, you are radiating what is best about you. And that gives you a sense of self-assuredness, a self-belief. But it also involves a certain kind of emotional healing. Those default emotions that rise, which are set in fear and anxiety, and those reactions that come when others are a little more fearful or aggressive around you, those have to be healed away. So there's a little emotional healing work to be done also. But more than anything else, you begin to follow your own heart. You begin to listen to it. You begin to understand, what does it mean to follow your heart versus your head? Does it mean taking great risks? Does it mean that you jump from the cliff and you start taking crazy risks? You forego whatever is it that provides stability? No. When you begin to follow your heart, it's about taking the path of ease and grace. It's about following joy. It's about following bliss. It's not about taking greater risk. It's about taking lesser risks. It's about realizing that the stability that you felt is coming from a great amount of financial reserve is not what provides you a sense of assuredness. That assuredness must come from creating stability within, from listening to your own soul, from alignment of values with congruence or into your truest self. So generating a conscious career is about figuring out, what is your truest self? What are your values? What is it that matters to you, that you do not want to compromise? And what are those things that make your day best? Which means, what kind of life would be that idyllic life for you? So you begin to actually give thought to your purpose, your contribution. How is it that you're born to make a difference? You begin to be fully aware about your strengths. What am I good at? What are my natural gifts and talents? What is it that others find me doing more with ease than they are able to do? It is also about figuring out, where is it that I enjoy? What kind of day is it that I love spending? What is it, that setting in which I thrive? And then it is about permitting yourself to develop a powerful vision, that it is possible. You begin to have faith in your own vision, that I am going to have faith in it. I'm going to believe that it's possible. It doesn't even have to be about very linearly developed smart goals and steps. You would be surprised that just awareness about what you really want, what is it that truly matters to you, is enough to gently take your life in the direction of what makes it beautiful and complete from your point of view. That unique perspective of life that is yours. It's not about a life which is great from everybody's point of view. It's about what matters to me. Am I creating the life which is just right for me? And when you begin to do that, when you begin to raise your awareness about what is it that I want my life to be about, you will be surprised that alone is enough to direct your life gently in the direction of perfection. And now this time it will be a conscious choice. It will not be a default choice. And you will derive fulfillment from it. But one important piece of this is also about finding anchorage, setting foundation in your source, in your roots, who you truly are, congruence with who you truly are, and the source of your own strengths. Perhaps it's about finding your spiritual anchorage. It's about finding clarity, which is, what is the truth that I'm pursuing? How is it that my life will sum up? How is it that my life will look when I look back with a sense of deep satisfaction from the time when I'm getting ready to die and I find great satisfaction? What kind of life would I have lived that I'll feel satisfied and fulfilled with it? When you start working on these kinds of thoughts, you're developing a conscious career. And this is a career of no compromises. You do not make any less money. You do not have any less confidence. It's not that you let go of your image, but the old image must go. That old career must be released. That old paradigm must be released. So there is a certain kind of anxiety to be overcome, certain kind of fear where it feels like, oh my goodness, I'm letting go of what feels familiar and stable. But you have to, since this time you are doing what truly matters to me. Now this is a conscious career. So if you feel compelled to take interest in this path, let's talk about it to each other. Send me a message. Just respond to this video in a with a comment of yours, and let's see if we can line up a small conversation and see if we can talk about how I can serve you. Thank you.